to the Economic Times, France is willing to invest more than $1 billion in the Kaveri, India's homegrown turbofan engine program. The offer was made as part of the French defense industry's offset promises to India in exchange for New Delhi's expected purchase of 36 Dassault Rafales. Reportedly, Safran, France's world-class aero-propulsion maker, has been in talks with its counterparts in India over the prospect, not just in terms of investment in the Kaveri, but the Shakti turboshaft program for India's homegrown helicopter programs as well. Comment and analysis currently developed by the Gas Turbine Research Establishment, GRTE, branch of the Defense Research and Development Organization at DRDO. The Kaveri is under development for eventual use on the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) Tejas or Light Combat Aircraft (LCA). Although India has achieved commendable success in developing much of the engine, critical components and aspects which necessitate power, efficiency and dependability are not yet within its technological means. According to the Economic Times, Safran believes it can seal those gaps and have the Kaveri ready for use on the HAL Tejas and its forthcoming Mk1A version by 2020. A smaller version of the Kaveri-designated GRTE is also being envisaged, namely for use on unmanned aerial vehicles. Commercial offsets and technology transfer initiatives have become essential features of India's pending and future off-the-shelf defense purchases. Offsets are basically promises on the part of the foreign companies, e.g. Dassault, Boeing, Safran, Thales, etc., to invest in India in exchange for arms purchases from the Indian government. The investment amount equals a portion up to 40 to 50% of the deal's value. Safran's offer to support GRTE in the Kaveri's development is an attractive prospect. The availability of a domestically sourced turbofan will provide a substantial boost to the Tejas export viability, especially with countries that are not on the best of terms with the U.S. An essential aspect considering the Tejas currently uses the General Electric F404. Granted, the Tejas also uses an Israeli radar and helmet-mounted display and sight HMDS system. But these subsystems are much easier to source from alternative vendors than an engine, which requires a high level of integration capacity as well as time for testing and certification. The Kaveri would change the equation, potentially even position the Tejas as a serious contender in the lightweight fighter market. That said, there are caveats to be mindful of in terms of Safran's participation. Unlike traditional transfer of technology agreements, whereby the vendor relinquishes technology, as well as a license to reproduce to the end user, i.e. a military arm or government, commercial offsets are private ventures. What this means is that while Safran could support the Kaveri program with critical technology, there is a chance that the innards of this technology and expertise will be withheld from GRTE. Of course, a contract could be written to encourage the transfer of intellectual property, i.e. monophosphide and sensitive technology. But to suggest that Safran would part with the very ingredients of its success would be a stretch. That is even a joint Safran GRTE Kaveri is a substantially better proposition than a basic import. For every Kaveri build, it will be the Indian defense industry that will benefit, which in turn equates to jobs for Indians in India and a reduction of foreign exchange outflows on a big-ticket item no less. Factor this in with potential exports. Then the concern of Safran retaining sensitive IP is of limited consequence. Additional thoughts in terms of India's primary defense rivals are China and Pakistan. It is likely the following will or should be of consideration. In China's case, alleviating the concerns of Safran and others over IP theft would be critical. In fact, it would seem such measures are already in place considering Safran is working with able to develop a new turboshaft double Z16 and a Z15 utility helicopter. Helicopter. Tighter RP controls could enable China to see similar developmental support in other areas, especially since the size of China's civil and defense market for aerospace products is significant.